everyone, I'm Nick.
I'm Vic.
And we're Envy Board Gaming. Today we're joined with our favorite guest in person. Who is it?
I'm Allison.
I'm Bryce.
And we're Better Half Reviews.
Yes, for a top 10 in person on our channel. We're going to be doing one in the future for them. Just so you know, look out for that in the future. But today on our channel, we're doing a top 10. This is games that have grown on us over time. Games that have continuously got better. Maybe we hated them before, now we were like them. Maybe we were okay with them, now we love them. Just scaling that 10. That's how we did ours. How did you guys do your list?
Pretty
much
similarly, yeah. Just games that we were either unsure about or we absolutely hated at first, but then grew to like and grew to enjoy.
Right on. Want to kick us off?
Yeah, totally.
Right on. Number 10.
All right. So, number 10 is Railroad Inc. So, this is a roll and write. I was like totally off this genre. Like, that's not a game. And then we played it, and I was like, well, that was kind of different. And then the more that we played it, I was like, this is really cool. You have lots of strategies. There's lots of thinking involved. And so it changed my mind, and I was like, yeah, Railroad Inc. is a good game. So that one's number 10 for us.
Yeah, and I like the fact that you can add some dice that add like lakes, and there's different little expansions that add to the gameplay and replayability of it that I like about the game.
I've played it at my friend Tim's house.
Yeah.
I didn't care for it, so I'm at the stage where I played one time, and I'm at that stage where you were probably. I didn't really care for it, so maybe it would grow on me if I played more.
Yeah. Our number 10 is Blood Rage. This is more for me than I think it was for Nick.
Correct.
And we kind of had to agree together when we came to this list. So some people had completely different viewpoints between Nick and I. But I found that I started with this game feeling I didn't like to take that. And it was one of my first experiences personally with having a game where my people got, killed off, or you're trying to fight for territory and controlling areas and area control and take that. I just didn't like it. I remember telling Nick driving home from our friend's place, saying, can we never do that again? That really hurt. I didn't like it. I felt like everyone was attacking me.
Dying hurts.
Yeah. And then, when we played it enough times, I came to see the beauty of the game is when you die or something happens in the negative, you can actually score points on a bad thing happening.
Sure.
So that kind of changed my attitude to that. I was like, you know what? Turn that frown upside down. Maybe there's some goodness in this darkness of having everyone stabbing me from angles.
It's a good suck it up princess game.
Yes.
And to Vic's point, where we disagreed, I think our first 4 is kind of a disagreement. So whoever's reading it, just, as usual, is the one who feels more inclined to put in this category. What about you? Number 9.
Yeah.
Number 9. This one is one we both agree on, I think. The Crew.
Nice.
I looked at the bottom one and I was like, I don't think that was the next one. When we first started playing The Crew, we thought it was really simple. Didn't think it was too challenging. But as you keep going through the different scenarios, I guess they're called, they get a lot more challenging, a lot more thinky. I don't know, just it gets more in depth and more involved the more you play it.
Yeah, the game really does grow on you because you're like, that's it? Oh, there's more. Oh, there's more. Okay. So yeah, I feel like that game does have to grow on you.
Yeah.
And you gonna say something about that?
Well, I was just gonna say I didn't like trick-taking games until I played The Crew because it taught me how to play to understand, and I still make mistakes, and Nick will be like, yeah. So next time if you're doing that, because we don't break the rules, we're not overly communicating, we are not allowed to, and and it's just funny trick-taking games. The Crew really got me acclimatized to them because I couldn't get a grasp on them before.
Yeah, it is a little trick, I guess, if you haven't played hearts or spades or games like that. Grow up with it. And I was going to confession time right there. I don't know if they realize this or remember, but we're actually we're probably the reason you guys didn't like it at first, because we introduced it to you, and I was explaining that, it does get better than the first few missions. So she was quoting me.
Whatever.
Yeah, so it probably just got better because they played with a better group. It wasn't even us.
Yeah, totally. Totally different group, better group. We don't have
terrible
groups.
crew.
We probably would have never played it had it not been for you guys, though.
Because we had been talked out of it for 2 players, so we just didn't try it, and then we tried it with you guys. And then it's like, oh, okay, so, we should try it.
Do you own it now?
No, not
Okay. All right.
One day.
Good game. We love it. Even that too. Number 9 for us is one that just is for me. It's Coimbra. Coimbra, I felt like it was just another dice placement game, but more and more I played it, I saw the beauty of it. It's really fun. The card play, what you're going for. It felt like one of those games that when I first played it, that would fit into the category that I've played this one enough. I've already seen everything. Every card comes out pretty much, and it's like, okay, well, I think this one's gonna get old really quick, and it didn't. It improved. Once you learn the game more, and it's always nice moving up different tracks, and the board is so colorful. Even that helps it for people that like the beauty of the games.
And those plastic dice holders, those little crowns.
The crown, yeah,
Those do look cool.
those are cool. Yeah, very cool game. I love it now. So it grew on me.
Alright. Okay, so number 8 for us is the Artemis Project. So this is one that I was initially interested, like when I saw the cover, I was like, ooh, what's that game about? And it is a dice placement game as well. And so like, sometimes it can feel repetitive, but I liked that with Artemis Project, you had to be strategic and sometimes like challenge people like with your dice placement, because depending on the number you put down, you can push other dice aside. And so like the strategy of the game started to grow on me the more I started to like learn the different cards and things that were available. Because there's different people that you can try to collect that do different things for your cards or tiles. So there's more game than what we thought was originally in there. So it was a good one, the Artemis Project.
Nice.
So our number 8 is Pandoria. It's mainly for me because Nick has always liked this game. There's not been like a steady increase in like for him. But for me, man, that first play with him, and I think I actually ended up quitting a game, like rage quitting one.
Yeah, we had a little fight.
We had a little fight about Pandoria.
Did you flip the table?
I've thought it. It was in my head. I'm like, am I going to do this? Is that it? I've never done that before, no. But it evoked a lot of emotions. We made it through, and we're married now.
Did you make it through the game?
No, I don't think we finished it. No,
I was packing it up.
he was he was ready to be done. So Pandoria, it was so hard to get resources, the things you need in the game. It felt, you have to close this out and circle, and I'm thinking, it's so much work to get things done. Why is it so hard? And then, we took another look at it and I gave it another try. I had a better attitude. And it didn't seem like it was such a difficult game anymore. And maybe I had to overcome some kind of learning curve.
And there's a meanness, like you said about Blood Rage, there's a meanness to Pandoria. You can close other people in and they're gone.
Yeah, and he did that a lot.
Oh, yeah.
That's frustrating.
Man's got to do what a man's got to do.
Yeah. So he always liked it, but for me, it has grown on me. I see his appeal. I saw what he liked about the game, and I went, you know what? I can suck it up.
I'm glad you saw my appeal.
Yeah.
Are you talking about yourself or the game?
That's what she said.
Saw what it appealed to him. Anyway.
Oh, man.
Okay, so number 7 for us is Villainous. And we did a review on this, and in our review, we in our review, we did say that when you first start playing this game, it's hard to know what the other person is doing because you don't know the other powers, the other player's deck, or anything like that. And that was kind of a negative for us at first, but the more you play it, the more you get to know each character, the more you get to know their decks, and I think the game becomes a lot more fun as you know how different cards can affect other players and how you can kind of disrupt someone else in their gameplay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that is why it's grown on us, and our number 7 is Villainous.
Yeah, and I heard kind of the same things about Villainous. Even Brothers Murph mentioned that kind of thing. So for us, we didn't play it. It feels like if you're going to do it, you want to play it multiple times. Those kind of games, we have so many that it doesn't appeal to us that it's like a prerequisite. I know I have to buy this game and play it multiple times, get the hang of it, or understand it. There's no criticisms against the game. It's just not something I wanted to invest the time in, so that's why I haven't actually played it yet.
Yeah, and I'm a big Disney fan too, so it's like having all those different things and like the art and everything is something that appeals to me too. That's why I initially wanted the game.
Yeah.
I'm more like you. I probably wouldn't have played it had Allison not wanted the game as much.
Yeah, the theme would help, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what appeals to me. I want to try it. I haven't
Being
played
an
it.
evil person
Yeah.
in Disney? Okay.
Yeah. I like that. So our number 7 is really my number 7 because
100%.
Nick fell hard for this game. He's in love with it. When he looks at it, there's like hearts for eyes.
Like when he looks at you, right?
Yeah.
It's weird.
Same, well, maybe the same look, along the same
It sleeps in
vibe.
between us.
Yeah, it does. It sleeps in between us at night. The game is called Race for the Galaxy. Race for the Galaxy. We were first playing this game, and he's telling me, "Oh yeah, you just gotta spend this planet. You gotta to pay for this." And I'm thinking, "So you gotta spend a card? I don't want to spend a card. Like I like all these cards. You can't do this to me." And he goes, "No, this is how you play. This is what you do." And I'm thinking, yuck, like, I don't want to. This is too painful. It's too much. I want to have these cards. Anyway, he told me to get the app. I started, playing it a little bit more, not as much as he has, but playing it and actually getting a win on the easy mode. Yeah, the easy AI. But it meant something to me because I could finally understand. And Nick did some teaching too, showing me of like, okay, so it would be wise to do this or play this style or do military. Anyway, so I got a little coaching, and then I kind of saw the appeal to the game and that how different it is to be able to spend the cards to pay for things, and I don't know, just building out getting cards you didn't see before, and as that comes up, that's kind of interesting too, in combos.
Yeah, for a card game, I mean, you're playing a card game, you're thinking it's going to get old, something that will, pass, you're going to be done with it. But I've played the game so much, I'm not done with it. Even the base game is just, it's so enjoyable for what it is, a card game, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
You've jumped sides.
Yeah.
I'm still on the other side of that game. I'm like,
No.
Allison wanted to add this to the let's get rid of
Yeah.
list.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I
I
still
know.
play this
No,
game.
Nick
I love
loved
this
it.
game.
I can't, like I said, it's in between us.
Yep.
I feel that's probably just one that I just need to play more and get into it. It's just all the iconography and stuff, like, it's just not a game that grows on me.
You've only played it, what, once,
No,
twice?
I've played it like several times.
Just
But-
gotta grow on you.
But we take
Get it off me.
we take so long in between each play, though, that it's like you forget the iconography. But it's if we played it a few times, like a few days in a row, you'd get it
But
super
I
easy.
usually win when we play it, though, so you'd think I'd be motivated. but
I
I'm not.
highly doubt that.
No, I
I don't
actually
know.
have won every game we've played
Oh.
with each other. I have. Yes, I do know that.
Oh.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
6, right?
6, yeah.
Oh,
Six
number
for
6 is me again. Okay,
Here you go.
our number 6 is one that had to grow on me, but didn't grow on her because she already loved it.
Mm-hmm.
And
From
that
the first moment I saw it.
only because it's beautiful, and that is Everdell.
Mm.
Like I said, Allison liked this game from the beginning because it had cute little characters. It had the tree that you put in the middle of the game board. It's just a really cool looking game. I wasn't overly wowed by the gameplay at first. I just was like, okay, that's nice. But the more I played it, the more I saw the strategies and the different combos you could do with getting the critters or getting the buildings, and it definitely grew on me.
Yeah.
It's a game that it does more than you think, because you start with very limited number of workers and you're like, how in the world am I going to be able to do anything in this game? And it's interesting to see how many, like how long you can stretch out certain rounds with the different combinations and how you get things. So there's more game and more things you can do than what appears from the get-go.
Nice, yeah. Everdell's a good one.
Yeah.
All right, next up, number 6. Number 6 for us is, it's a little hard to explain why it grew on us, but I think I figured it out. So number 6 is Downforce. Well, we played Camel Up first. We love, so people would ask what's our favorite racing game. We played Downforce and all these games. Camel Up was first. It's the first love of racing. Jamaica, I guess, was first. We played Jamaica first, but Camel Up's way better. Downforce kind of felt like it fell short of Camel Up. So it would always get like, if you're going to compare the two, it kept getting dinged down farther. Like, no, you kind of suppressing it because it shouldn't compare. I love Camel Up so much more. But once you flip that board over, I think that's what changed it for us. We played it again, and then there's a lot of bottlenecks in the reverse side of the base game. There's an expansion too. We haven't even tried it yet. I'd love to try it. And it just made the game so much better because now there are more choices. Now you can actually mess up other people because if there's a bottleneck, you can say, oh, you know what, I was going to give you 8 movement, but it looks like you're stuck, so we're going to skip your turn.
Yeah.
So there's just something about the way that tightened up and it made more decisions to the game that made Downforce climb for both of us.
Yeah.
There it is, number 6.
I haven't even looked into that one yet. Like, usually if I'm playing a racing game, I like it to have, like, a different type of theme than just...
Cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I just haven't looked into it.
Yeah.
You know, racing is up. You usually think of, like, cars or bikes, but I'm like, no,
Yeah.
I need something different.
Yeah.
Take me away.
Yes. Like those Cubitos people.
Yeah.
Okay, number 5 for us is Unlock. So, when those games first started coming out, Exit and Unlock, I was like, you know, I do like puzzles and stuff, but it's like, why would you get a game and like play it once and be done? Like, especially the Exit ones, it's like you cut things up and you really can't use it again. So then we were like, well, maybe we'll try and Unlock, and then it was a lot of fun, and like I like doing the puzzle aspect of it, and if you wait enough time between playing an Unlock game, you might be able to play it again. But
that's true. That's a good point.
it just impressed us, and it kind of grew on us, and we played a couple of them. Like, obviously not all of them are amazing, but it's something that grew in us where it's like, oh yeah, we can totally play that. So Unlock.
Yeah, there's definitely some that are better than others.
Mhm.
I think the first couple we did, they were fine, but then we did some of the better ones,
Yeah.
and we enjoyed that a lot more.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, were you guys big on escape rooms?
We've never really gone to an escape room.
Yeah, we
But
only
that'd
did
be
one
fun.
like one time in person, but we really enjoy those Unlock games. Yeah, and I felt the same way about destroying games with the Exit game. I'm like, we gotta cut this up, and then sometimes the clue, I won't spoil anything, but there's places you like didn't think it would be, whereas that one, you know, it's got to be on the card. It like with Unlock, I think they did it really well.
And I thought about putting Exit on our list as far as games that we're done with. Like, yeah, we don't need to play any more Exit games, but
No, never stop. I like them.
Exit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll play those.
Okay.
I'll play anything.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, we did a video on our channel, on their channel.
Yeah. Well, our number 5 is actually a crossover with you guys. It is.
Oh, you want them to pick?
Yeah, what do you think it could be?
I feel like it could only be one of them, really.
I'm gonna say The Crew.
I'm gonna say Everdell.
Everdell.
Oh.
Yeah, it is
Nice.
Everdell. We were feeling the exact same sentiments as Bryce. We were on the cruise, the Dice Tower cruise. We played it. We had a couple friends, Brian and Kim, show us the game, explain it. And I didn't really, I don't know, just didn't, see it as a game that I would enjoy. And I didn't see the sub-games that are actually in it and all the things you have to consider.
But there's all those cute
And
people.
that was the other thing I thought I had to go for. Like, oh, what a cute little critter, and the squishy berries and all. But then I started seeing the game for what it was worth when Nick got it from. We got it for on a deal or something a few months ago. It was on sale before obviously the Kickstarter came out, and really enjoy it. Had a lot of fun and taught it to other people who enjoyed it as well. So that game for us has grown.
Yeah, has that did that grow for you, Bryce, more when the expansions came out, or was it growing in the base game?
It grew in the base game when I started figuring out, like, oh, if I get this, like, if I work towards the buildings, I could get the critters easier and just populate the buildings with the critters, and I don't have to spend the berries to get the critters.
Yeah.
And, like, I could extend my turns even though I have such a limited amount.
That's how I felt too, yeah.
But then the expansions did add to it. The expansions did draw me in to make it like it even more.
Did you guys look into the game more because I couldn't shut up about it on our channel?
I think that did sway us a little bit.
Well,
Yeah,
everyone,
curious.
everyone
yeah,
loves
because
the
there
game
was
so
buzz
much.
about it, and then we felt like there has to be. We have to revisit this. Maybe something was off that night for us, and it was.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, I think it is a lot more complicated than it looks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like you said, with the sub games, with everything you can do to extend your turns, to build points, to build your little engine that you have going there.
The tableau. I didn't even see it for that too. I wasn't even viewing it through that lens until we got another time.
Have you tried any of the expansions yet?
No, we
Nope.
haven't yet. We have
will.
plans to, but
Alright.
not yet.
We have a great video about
We have great
I know that.
video.
which
Comment on it.
which expansions
Yeah.
we like the best, at least,
I've been there.
and we recommend. So
Alright, so that's number 5. So,
Yeah.
number 4 is Paladin Zollow West Kingdom. So, this game is probably one of the more intense of the West Kingdom games, and the first play, you're like, that was just like a lot of stuff. Like, there's so many different strategies where you're like, I don't know what I'm really supposed to do in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Did I do the right thing? Do I need to be working to build up my faith or my, I'm forgetting all the words right now, but red, blue, and black?
Black, yeah.
So there's different things where, like, there's so much you can do that you're not sure what to focus on. So, like, the first game, you're like, okay, maybe that was interesting, but I don't really know.
Mm-hmm.
But the more that you play, you're like, oh, okay, and you kind of get the hang of it, and you can understand the strategies a little bit better. And from a solo aspect, too, like, this was a really interesting game to try out. There's just a lot to take in at first, so it was kind of hard to decide what we thought until later on. So it's one that grew on me more so than Bryce.
Yeah, it hasn't grown on me at all. I still think it's probably my least favorite of the West Kingdom series of games.
I also think that maybe due to the fact that, like, I've played it more. Like, I've done a lot of the solo games with this one, so I feel like I've had more of a chance for it to grow on me. But yeah, so this one's mostly me, and it's higher up on the list.
Where does it rank on as far as the West Kingdom games?
I will not say because we were
You have
going
a
to
video?
do that video
Okay.
someday.
Alright. Yeah, we did that. It was Paladin's my favorite actually, but I also had the same experience where I played solo as well. So solo and 2-player, and I played 3-player as well.
Takes you to another world.
Maybe
I
I
love
need
it.
to start playing it solo. Like, maybe it'll change.
Yeah.
I think
Maybe
you should.
it's awesome solo. I
You
love it.
should.
Because, like I said, it still hasn't grown on me. I still feel like Allison did the first game, and
Oh,
I've
okay.
played it multiple times, and I'm just like,
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised because it's like a highly
know.
strategic game, and you're usually like for all of those. So I don't know.
All right, number 4. Oh, should I predict a crossover?
Ooh, a crossover.
I'm gonna no. It's not a crossover yet.
Oh, okay.
Should I predict a crossover? It might be because we've done a
Okay.
top 10 where this was mentioned and we kind of got that feel that it may, especially for Bryce. Number 4 is Tiny Towns.
yep.
Tiny Towns. Yeah, Tiny Towns is a game that does feel like it's gonna grow on you. It's just because when you first play it, it's like, okay, that, can I get a refund?
Yes. Yes.
Sad.
And it's weird because I'm gonna have a hard time explaining what it did to improve itself. I don't know. Maybe you just learn the game more, and it's kind of where Villainous falls in. Am I asking people that they have to play it multiple times? Probably. So if that's not your jam, then it's probably not for you. If you're not gonna want to play repeatedly to learn the intricacies of how you're gonna score best, then maybe this game isn't for you. But it's one that I do tend to recommend because it is family weight, easy to explain. So I think it is a good for that. I'd recommend it for that highly, and I did a video where I recommended it for that purpose, and it just grew on me with more plays.
Yeah.
Vic too.
Yeah, that's how I felt with it. Especially when they let us know about a different way to play 2-player.
Yeah.
That really helped us as well to have that variant with the cards kind of driving as another selection of materials. And I agree, it's been fun to introduce to people in new
I
groups.
still prefer 4, but yeah, 2.
Yeah.
It improved 2.
We don't play it all the time at 2, but it did improve things.
Yeah.
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 That's our number 4.
That's a good pick.
Why is that?
Because it is.
So our number 3 is not a crossover.
Oh,
Oh.
Our number 3 is Raiders of the
North Sea.
North Sea. Thank you. I wanted to say
Earlier
West
when we-
Kingdom, and I was like,
When
no,
we were
it's
making
not.
the list, he's like, Raiders of the West Kingdom. I'm like, you mean the North Sea?
Raiders of the North Sea. At first, when I played this game, I was like, "Oh, that's kind of an interesting little gimmick. You place a worker, you pick up a worker, you do both actions," and I didn't really see kind of the depth of strategy in that. I didn't see. I don't know. It was just like, okay, interesting gimmick. It definitely grew on me as we played the base game a lot more, and then it definitely got a lot better, in my opinion, with the expansions. And so I love playing it with the expansions. I'll play it without the expansions too, but it's one of those games that gets better with time.
And that was one that I was more interested in. It was on my wish list for like a long time, and I kept like wanting it, and finally we got it. And I was like, yes! And so the more we played it, the more he liked it. So
We've played the base game, and it's okay, but I hear a lot of good things about the expansion. Like
Yes.
it's almost like a must own expansion, and we haven't played that yet. And I've also heard that Raiders of Scythia, I believe it's called. If you were to pick one base game, then Scythia is probably the better base game. But if you were to invest in everything with Raiders, then that is probably the better game. So it's just something, little knowledge if you didn't know which one to go with.
Yeah.
If you want to invest the more money, then it's probably Raiders. But from what I hear, Scythia is the one if you just want one single standalone box. But I haven't played that, so I'm not sure. Number 3, we're on number 3. We are gonna go with Villainous.
Yeah.
Villainous, little card game, auction game. Thought it was just okay at first, just run of the mill. It was in my sell pile. We brought it out during a vacation because it's easy to pack. Let's give this another shot before it goes to get sold. It's not getting sold any longer because we love it. We don't remember playing it that well. We don't remember it being that fun. We've played it at 2, 4, and it's like, you know what? Let's go ahead. It's not for us, I guess.
Yeah.
Brought it back out at 2. What happened? Why is it so much better now? Maybe we just played more games and saw the beauty in it. I don't know. But Villainous was a very easy pick for both of us.
Yeah, it was.
We haven't tried that one.
Nope. Yep. No comments on that.
Number 2 for us is probably more so on my side, I guess. Maybe. Is Underwater Cities. So this is a game that, like, it gets compared to Terraforming Mars a lot. And I was trying to decide which one I was more interested in. I was like, I think I'd rather play Underwater Cities over Terraforming Mars. But the reason I got it was I think, like, this is a game that Bryce would like. This is a Bryce game. He should play this game. So I got it more in mind for him. And I was like, I'll play it, but I feel like this would be a game for him.
And that's how she has to justify buying games now, apparently. I'm buying this for you.
It's for you.
Can I do that all-in pledge for that one game? It's for you.
You would definitely like it.
This is for your birthday. This is for your half birthday. But so it grew on me, like the strategy and like playing it was interesting. Like some of the quality of the game is just a little bit but I really enjoyed our plays of it. I haven't won a single game yet, but I still like it. So that says something, and it's growing on me more and more.
Yeah, I like this game from the beginning. Like Allison said, she kind of nailed it. She knew my tastes and got that right. So it hasn't grown on me for that reason because I've just enjoyed it.
And it's on our 10 by 10 list to try to play it this year 10 times because we want to play it more. We want it to grow more because it's that good of a game.
It really is a good game. I fell in love with it playing with Nick. Nick liked it first. He had the first admiration for it, but I'm sad that it didn't make our list here because it did grow on me. It did grow.
Honorable mention.
This has been a love. Yeah, I love this game so much. If you watched, I mean, I've mentioned this several times on our channel, and even on the review, just because it's such a great game. Yeah, can't agree more. Except that I loved it from the get-go.
It did, yeah. I liked it before it was cool.
Yeah.
Our number 2, this is a recent one. We kind of alluded to this to a recent video that we put out. Talked a little bit about this in our quarterly review. But we have a new attachment for Seasons. Seasons with those chunky, colorful dice. And the cute little characters, the little items that you have. Yeah, at first we were playing it just, ouch, like, we weren't understanding that there are some rounds when you first start the game that you're not going to do anything. You may not get a crystal. You may not, do anything. You may not play a card. And I had to get my head around that, geez, this is a game that you're not doing anything as you kind of ramp stuff up. And you had to make selections about 1, 2, or 3, what phase of the game you were going to play these cards. And it was just like a new appreciation when we played it a couple of months or a month ago. Brought it back out of the trading block area of our house that we put the games that are to be traded. And now, we didn't.
Now it's in the front room.
Back. Yeah, it's got back into a nice prestigious shelf area. And we just had fun with it again. It was good. And you know what? There is take that. There is meanness, but you get over it. I mean, you lose some crystals, okay,
Yeah, I liked this game from the get-go. It climbed up with me, though, too. So it belongs on this list for me as well. But for Vic, for sure, she wasn't liking it as much, and now she really does like it.
So for games that you've already reviewed that have, grown on you since then, do you think you'd revisit something like that?
Yeah, I wondered if what we should do about our review for games that we have an appreciation for. Now.
I scored it fairly high, so I wouldn't redo mine. Vic, I don't know what we would do. I think this is just a stand, you know. That's.
I know. I pondered.
It's a review. It's like a picture. It's in that moment of time.
Yeah,
that's what we felt about that.
It keeps me up at night, though. What am I gonna do with this?
What have I done?
Seasons, I'm sorry.
All right.
Yep.
So our number 1 is on this list because I hated this game so much when I first played it.
He did.
It was one of the games that almost made me rage quit.
Is it the one?
It's the one. It's
Yes.
a crossover. It is Tiny Towns.
Wow.
The first couple of times we played it, I had this ideal image of like what I wanted to do, and she kept calling the dumbest resources
I needed
ever. And I was just
Yeah.
so frustrated. I was just like, fine, you don't need any stone. I'm just gonna call stone the rest of the game.
Stop.
And
That was really mean. It was super mean.
I was like, I am done with this game. I hated it. Fast forward, I don't know how long. But at the beginning of the pandemic, AEG started doing live streams, and they were doing like the town hall variant, I guess you could call it, where they used the deck of cards. And playing it that way, I was like, okay, I can see how this is like a good game. I can see how it's better, and it has grown on me since then. And I've come to really enjoy it. I still am not the biggest fan of just the base game, just calling resources. I like the expansion, which lets you mitigate that a little bit with coins.
Fortune.
Yeah, fortune. You can mitigate some of the like bad calls that she does with coins.
Just you. Only you.
We do the town hall variant most of the time, so it's not my bad call, okay?
But yeah, well, the town hall variant
Solve that problem.
Yeah.
solves that issue that I had.
Yeah, now he'll play it with me.
Yeah.
But if we don't do the town hall, like the fortune expansion with the coins,
Yeah.
you're able to change out some calls if you want to or need to. So I definitely like it with those extra kind of rules or those changes to it.
Nice. It's funny they call some resources dumb resources. Like
Yeah.
glass. Who calls glass? What a dumb resource.
But I mean, I
I
liked this
need
game
glass.
from the get-go, and I liked that it was like puzzling and everything. So yeah, it was his number 1 because it had the most change from like hate to wow, this is a good game. So
Yeah, after we played it the first time, I was just like, I'm literally never gonna play this game
yeah,
again.
I played it solo a lot by myself because he wouldn't play it with me.
Okay. All right, then I guess number 1 for us is going to be the game that probably won't be that interesting to you. I don't think you've played it, unfortunately. But for those out there that know this game, Inish. Inish is our number 1. It's one of my favorite games of all time now. At first, I really hated the combat. So it's kind of like, it feels wishy-washy, the combat. Even right now, I don't love the combat. What I do love is the card drafting, the gameplay itself. But the combat was a sticking point. I'm like, I don't know if I can even like this game because the combat is... It feels like, if you want to keep going? No? You good? Okay, I'm good. It's just like, I didn't like the discussion. Like, you want to stop? No? Okay, then I guess I'll go.
Yeah.
It's a weird concept for a combat. It works though once you're getting used to it. So the very first play, I wasn't feeling it. Then I grew to love it, and it looks amazing on the table. Just the board looks so good. It might be the best board I've played on because of the ridges and everything
Yeah, that
connecting.
does look really cool.
So beautiful on the table, and the drafting. I love card drafting. This is such a good card drafting game. It does so much with so little as far as those cards. It's incredible. Like a game that made me think of if you've played Tides of Madness. That game I wasn't too keen on. It didn't do as much with that deck of cards. This has about the same amount of cards, and it's like at least 50 times better.
Wow.
So
So we haven't played it, you're right, and combat, like, I was like, that's really how you do combat? Like, that is one of the sticking points of, like, why I haven't really pursued it.
yeah. It's kind of a risk-reward thing in that game, so once you're accepting and know, like, okay, this is what that is, because you're not used to it at first when I'm learning the game, like, really? That's a combat? Because I just got done playing Blood Rage, and that was way better, combat-wise, not a better game.
Yeah.
All right. That was our list for games that have grown on us. So thank you guys for joining us
Yeah.
It was
Awesome
so
to have
good.
you, as always.
And in person.
Yes.
Yeah, it's great to be here.
If you, for whatever reason, watch us, but you haven't watched Better Half Reviews, I'm not sure where you've been. We've introduced them several times.
Yeah.
We've done collaborations, so check them out for sure. Better Half Reviews. Check them out Instagram. Check them out YouTube.
Facebook.
And, yep. So we're gonna sign out. We are Nick and Vic from NV Board Gaming.
I'm Allison.
And I'm Bryce, and we're Better Half Reviews.
See you next time.
Happy
Bye.
gaming.